Thank you, Lasky Hirlock, for the opportunity to speak on the Financial Provisions Bill, and congratulations to you, Minister, as well. Minister, I welcome the news yesterday that face coverings should be worn by all customers and retail staff in shops and in shopping centres, and that the regulations with details on enforcement and penalties are being drafted. And I look forward to seeing those. But I also noted yesterday that the National Council of the Restaurants Association of Ireland is recommending that all their member cafes, restaurants and pubs implement a face covering policy for their staff. Minister, I think we're at a critical point in relation to wearing face coverings where physical distancing is difficult. And I think we need a national campaign to communicate clearly what is expected of the public in that regard. I think the time has come for that, very, very much so. Because of, obviously, the public health consequences and for businesses that can't afford a second wave, but also because of the dynamic between businesses that have suffered because of a lack of footfall and revenue, or because they were shut, and the dynamic between businesses and customers, and making it absolutely clear for everybody what we are asking of them. Now, I have worked in the area of creating public campaigns for a long time, and growing awareness of issues and changing people's behaviour. And I worked in public health across things like anti-binge drinking and STIs and smoking and environmental issues in relation to litter, and even getting people to staycation and increase home holidays in Ireland. And I can tell you that changing people's behaviour is actually very difficult. And I'm going to bring you back to a time whenever getting people to wear seatbelts was incredibly difficult. And it took a very long time to get people, and a lot of investment to get in campaigns to get people to change their behaviour, despite the fact that the public and personal safety benefits were very obvious. But time is not on our side in relation to our public health measures at the moment, and especially in relation to businesses. A lot of them won't have a second chance. And I do want to say that I think that the Irish people have been remarkably resilient and compliant in relation to the challenges that we've set before them and our businesses. And we have gone from a position of mandatory measures to we've moved to personal responsibility. And now we're actually moving back towards more mandatory measures, and having a mix between the two. But I think we need to help people to find their feet in the new world order. This is difficult for them. We've thrown a lot of guidelines at them. We've asked a lot of them. And I do think that a campaign is going to be necessary, because this is a marathon and it's not a sprint. So I think we need a multimedia campaign, a universal campaign, a high-impact one, to tell people wearing a mask when it's difficult to maintain social distancing is the right thing to do. It's better for you and it's better for me. I think it should be targeted to different age groups, older people who may feel that they are a burden to others, or that we're making a fuss, or younger people who might feel that they are more resilient. It needs to be appropriate to their platforms in their tone of voice, and I think you would have heard from the COVID committee during the week about how we connect with different demographics and how important that is at the moment. I think it needs to be shareable. I think people need to be able to make it their own, and it needs to be a mix of government messages, but also getting national spokespeople behind it, people that different ages and stages of life respect. So I hope I'm communicating the scale at which I think this is needed at this present moment in time. Because, Minister, this financial provisions bill is about helping people cope, helping Ireland cope, helping businesses cope. There are other countries that have done this very well, and I'd be happy to share those campaigns, but I do think that we are at the stage where we do need some sort of campaign that targets different people, and to tell them clearly what we want them to do at the moment and what we need them to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much.